welcome to today's tutorial. This tutorial, you're not going to see my face, but you will hear my voice. This tutorial is how to do things here on the Switch. So, as you can see, this is the first screen that comes up when you turn your Switch on. So I'm going to hit A, opens up. So, what you see here in the top left, these are your accounts that you have for your Switch. I obviously have several. To the top right is your time, and then your Wi-Fi signal, and then how much battery you have. Down here are your games. So as you can see, this Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, the blue little rectangle shows that that game is inserted into the Switch. Whatever game is in the Switch, that game picture will move to the front of the line. This game, Oceanhorn, there is no square or rectangle. That shows that this is a downloaded game. This dotted rectangle over Super Mario Party shows that this game requires a actual physical game card to be inserted, but it is not inserted. If we were to insert the game, Super Mario Party would jump to where Mario Kart Deluxe 8 is sitting. If you go all the way over, you can go to hit A on all software. This will show all of your software. Re-download software is for software that you have deleted off to make space. So if you hit this R button, it tells you can sort by last time played, total playtime, by the title, or by the publisher. So you can games played the most by alphabetical, and then grouping them by whoever made them in alphabetical order. We typically use last time played. On this screen, there's also A to start, B to go back where we were, and if you hit plus, there are options. So you can see software information, which version of this game this is. A lot of the games require updates. So you can go to the eShop and see where this game is located, how much it is, and then information if you're having issues. You can check to see if this game requires an update. You can manage the data. These are options for every game. So you can transfer your saved data to another console nearby. Like say you have a Nintendo Switch Lite or another friend's Switch and y'all want to share information. You can share similar to how phones share Bluetooth or AirDrop. And then you can delete saved data cloud. This shows you whose games are backed up, whose are not. My Nintendo rewards, these are for game card versions only. You can earn points by buying certain games and things like that. These are all the games. Again, you can go to this options in this same menu with the plus button. Your bottom left corner shows you your Joy-Cons. It's showing that I have 2 of them paired as a 1 player. In the bottom right, you have your options of what you can do with what currently is selected. These little circles down here are news, Nintendo eShop, album, controllers, system settings, and sleep mode. So we'll start with news. You may click on news. It's almost like a little virtual newspaper of what's going on with Nintendo. As you can see at the time of this recording, there's up to 50% on select digital titles. Every week Nintendo has sales. They always change. If you're looking for deals on games, this is a great place to look. I will walk through the eShop in a separate video. So be sure to check out that video. But you can scroll down and just see like new releases, what's coming out, sales, all that fun jazz. There is a channel list, so you can choose specifics. We focus a lot on Animal Crossing. This is all the news related to our Animal Crossing game. And then bookmark, you can mark it to read later. I don't have any marked to read later. If you hit up here to this find channels, say like my Animal Crossing channel, you can select the Animal Crossing channel. We are not going to worry about going too deep into that right now. The eShop, this is where you buy games. You choose the account you want to load it to, but there will be a separate video specifically on the Nintendo eShop, because that's where I will go over how to find games, tell if they're okay for your children or not, how much they cost, how to save them for later, and all that stuff. You actually cannot back out of the screen once you get into it. It has to either load or fail to load. So that is something I like to tell people, because I have had people who want to just sit here and keep hitting buttons on their Joy-Con, and that's just gonna, wear and tear on your Joy-Con. Yes, our internet is not working at the moment. So album, this is where, if you watched one of my other tutorials where I showed the basics of the Switch, the left Joy-Con with the minus button has a capture button where you can capture pictures or videos. Those are saved here. So there will be a lot of various random ones because my children hit the button by accident quite often. As we can see, you can filter by only screenshots, only videos, that sort of thing. It's based off what game it was saved from. So I can click on just my Animal Crossing. Now a lot of these were specifically taken because they were me and the girls having a fun time in Animal Crossing. This is an example of a video. Us all trying to get our sparklers for the fireworks show. But all the videos are 30 seconds long. You can hide, pause, delete, back, and you can also edit in posting. There's us lighting our sparklers and having a good time. If you hit edit, this is something I want to inform you of, because if you have this connected, your children can post to social media. They choose the account. If this loads, it will be a Facebook post. You will be able to type in a description and share the video. Alright, so I'm going to go back. But you may edit, delete, clear your filter, select OK to view it. If you hit delete, you can also delete multiple things at a time. This is also a good way to keep your Switch clean. Like if you run out of room, you can clear up free space. I suggest having an SD card in your game system so that you don't run out of space too quickly. Controllers. This is where you handle all your Joy-Cons, especially if you're having multiple people play. So it shows your console. I currently do not have two attached to my console, so that's why those are grayed out. The current controllers are the ones in my hands, and they are full battery. So you can either change grip order, which lets you choose at the very top. The left picture is 1 player, the middle picture is 2 player, and the right picture is when you put them into an accessory or you buy the special controller that is like an original controller. I am doing 1 player, so I will hit my top 2 buttons. It's going to reconnect my controllers. If I was to add other controllers, they would pop up here. If you do the controller not connecting, this will walk you through how to plug them up and what buttons to push and all that. So that is very helpful if you cannot remember. If you press and hold, it takes you to this screen, which is also found by Find Controllers. It's the same screen. So if you have a controller that is charged and out and about, you can indeed search. When you press and hold A, if it's shaking, that means the controller you're trying to find is being vibrated so that you can hear the vibration to find it. I pressed A, or you can press the L and the R. So if I come over here, that's the vibration of the controller. These are not turned on, so it will turn the controller on and find it. That is a really neat feature, especially when your couch eats controllers. So pairing new controllers, this is if you get brand new controllers, you can pair them to your system. We're going to close that. All right, system settings. So most of this is self-explanatory, and it also has, descriptions so that it can walk you through it. This is generally just about your device in general. Where to find help, airplane mode. when you're like in the airplane and stuff, you can do this so that you can continue to play without interrupting, the flight. Screen brightness. This is just like a cell phone. You control how bright and how dim it is while you're holding it in your hand. Screen lock. I have mine turned on. You can turn this off. It doesn't really matter. It just means your screen's not like just opens right to your game. It means it goes back to the home screen and then you have to re-enter the game. So parental controls. This is very important for parents. So there is a video that walks you through it. If you go to parental controls, there's an actual app that you can now download, and you can select what you will allow your child to play and to not play. So here's an example of basically what you can do. If there's a play limit, so if you don't want your child playing more than 30 minutes, the console will stop allowing them to play after that time frame. There's a bedtime alarm where it lets the children know that it's time to get off, they need to quit playing. And then you can also check what they have played, how long they have played, which I can also show you as well. This is where you can set restrictions. Like if you don't want them playing, let's see, restriction level. So if I have a child, it's just restricted software. Anything 8 and up, they cannot play. They cannot post to social medias. They cannot communicate with others, so on and so forth. And then you hit next, choose a pin. Make sure you hit show so you know you're pushing in the right direction. Okay, so I've set up complete. Pin is required to adjust settings. So you can choose the specific age that you want. So I can put 11 and up for now. Software rating, organization, posting screenshots can be restricted, communicating with others is all restricted. So you can undo specific games. Animal Crossing, the children are allowed to communicate to other friends. So that one will be unrestricted for us. If you can tell, it didn't let you choose the accounts. When you make the accounts, you are able, we'll go back for a moment. So parent restrictions are on, so I can turn them on and off from this screen. So like if I want to play a specific game, but when you go in here, I know on my online, I have a Nintendo account and I have added my children to the account that their age is in that Nintendo account. So the parental controls should read how old the child is to determine if they can play the game or not. So then we have internet, where you can connect to the internet. We are obviously not connected right now. We have also had an internet change, so I may need to update the password. Data management, this is where you can see how much is on your actual system, how much is on your micro SD card. Most of my stuff is programmed to save to the SD card to save data memory on the actual Switch itself. So you can free up space quickly by selecting multiple software at a time. You can manage software by seeing how much data is taken up by which games. The higher at the top, lower down on the bottom. So these are archived games, so they are not showing any information. So if you want to move between, it will check for free space, and you can either choose to move to micro SD card or move to system memory. So it shows you which is going to happen. Quick archive. This lets you select multiple, where you can delete screenshots and videos and that sort of thing to clear up just quick space. Save data to the cloud is an option you can do. Transfer from one system to another. And then this takes you to pictures. This is where I have mine saved, where they automatically go to the SD card and not the system memory, because my children take so many accidental shots. So you can click system memory. You can choose the SD card, or you can manage individually which takes you back to this area. Alright, and then you can just delete saved stuff. So this is going to require the pin again. And then I can choose specific things to be deleted. So I could come down here for this one and delete data for just my character. If I come up here to a game such as Animal Crossing, it will warn you before you do it. So we obviously want to cancel that. Some of them, say like Ring Fit Adventure, I can choose individual accounts. So depending on your game, depends on how you have to delete it. For Animal Crossing, it has just one island and everybody is on that island. So there is not individual accounts made as like Ring Fit is designed. Depending on your game, depends on how you can delete it. So you do need to be aware of that before deleting. So users, this is where you manage all of your characters. Here's mine, my children, children's friends, our guest account. So this is where you can change the order. So whoever uses the most is the first in place. You can transfer, say my account. If I get a Switch Lite for the kids, I can take my children's accounts and switch them to the Switch Lite and remove them off my Switch. Normally here you can create a new account, but we have the maxed out of 8. So there is not a create user option down here, because normally there is. You can always change the name here. You can always edit the icon. There are background colors you may choose from, all ends of the spectrum. Characters. There are a ton of characters to choose from. Or you can choose your me that you've made with a Wii. You can link to an account and then delete user. So say mine, I have a actual Nintendo account, and then you can check your information and all that. Check subscriptions. So I am the main user for this Switch, so I have a lot more functions happening. Okay, so me, this is similar to the Wii games. You can create and edit me characters. Amiibos, these are special cards or characters you can use to add special bonuses into games. Themes, you can choose to have a white switch, which can be blinding, or a black switch. I prefer the darker. Notifications, you can turn these on and off. You know, whether you get friends, that kind of thing. So you can choose it to be notified. When people are online, it lets me know. Notify when specific friends are online. And so all this can be edited specifically to your children's accounts. And you can set alarms. So you can get notifications in sleep mode, notifications during play, and, check and delete, and notification sounds. Sleep mode, you can choose when your console goes to sleep. When it's by itself, you can choose when it goes to sleep when it's on the TV. So here's your options. Choose whichever one you prefer. Auto sleep. Most of this stuff is just explains itself. Controllers and sensors. This takes you back to the change grip order, which you can do from the main menu. You can customize the buttons and things. I don't really suggest doing this unless you're like a, hardcore gamer who has like specific actions they want to do and the buttons are easier to do, that sort of thing. I would just leave that like it is. Controller vibration, you can turn this on and off. Having it on just makes you feel more involved in the game. Pro controller wire communication. We don't have a Pro controller connected, so this is not an option for us. You can update connected controllers. Some controllers are not updatable. This is more calibration and things like that. Switches are touchscreen, so you can choose the sensitivity of it. And TV settings, basically your just normal settings that you can change on TVs. However, you want to. And then system tells you your current version. You can nickname it. Mine's Night Raven, obviously. Language, regions, all this stuff. This is one thing that I don't know if all Switches come with this setting turned on or not. If it didn't, anything I get, I turn on the percentage back. Like, I want to see the percentage, not just the little picture. I want to know exactly what I have to play with. And then, headphones and things like that. Choosing which type of keyboard, so you can invert things, all that good jazz. This mostly is all explanatory for itself, not stuff you typically come in here and mess with. So that's the grayscale, just for viewing purposes. And then sleep mode lets you put it on to sleep. Now right here, it's only going to show sleep mode because it's plugged into the dock and it's where it charges. If you're holding it in your hands and you hit sleep mode, it says sleep or turn off. When it is in the dock, it doesn't turn off completely. That's basically the logistics of your game. If you select a game, you choose your character and you hit A, it loads. So that's really all I have for you today. Thanks for watching this tutorial. If you liked this tutorial, hit that like button, leave a comment down below, ask me any more questions. Feel free to subscribe for more tutorial videos or gameplay videos, and hit that bell to be notified when they are uploaded. And thanks so much for listening and watching, and I will see you in my next video. Night Raven signing out. See you later.